Piazza. I got a job for you if you're looking to keep busy. Here are the details.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk Star Citizen and members of the community. I'm your host, fastcart FC. No nickname tonight, just doing it regular old me. How's everyone doing tonight? I see Black Sky Legion, Potent Face, and face-to-face gaming so far. Well, we just got started, so people will be rolling in as they come along. But if anyone wants to join us tonight, make sure you click on the link in chat. I'll put the link in chat so people can join us. Click on that link and come talk to us. We're here for you. Stardom Grum, hey, Citizen Shenanigans, hey, how are you all doing? Hope you're doing well. It's been a interesting, been a okay week so far. It's not as busy as last week, that's for sure. I'm still reading and watching Hollywood movies, but I'm having caught up on my anime yet. We had a Bar Citizen Saturday. We'll talk about that going forward. So look forward to that. And maybe we'll share some, not inside details, but our perspective of what we thought happened. And this will be a chance to tell us what you thought of the Bar Citizen. So yeah. Oh, before I forget, Flights of Rhythm will be tomorrow on the People's Radio on twitch.tv, 2100 UTC, 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you haven't caught up on Andor, please do so. A certain mission giver from the PU makes an appearance, and that's all I'll say. And I hope everyone else won't spoil it either. But yeah, a mission giver from PU makes an appearance in yesterday's Andor. So okay, you know what? I'm gonna go off the rails a little bit, but you know, Aliciana Noir, she is a member of the Star Citizen community, and you know, she's having some issues. I'm gonna put the link in Discord because I've been having it in my notes for so long, but as far as I know, she still needs help. So if you can lend a buck or whatever you can lend to her, please do so. And with that, I'm gonna do my thing and then drag people down. This is gonna be hard for me to get through because I won't be able to not laugh. Okay, here we go. Your mama's so old, she was there the first day of slavery. Your mama's so old, she's older than your grandma. Your mama's so fat, she owns both sides of the family. That's okay. Your mama's so dumb, she thought the quarterback was a refund. Your mama's so dumb, they told her it was chilly outside. She went outside to get a ball. Your mama's so dumb, she told her chilly outside. She went outside to get a ball. Come on, let's get out of here. They're going to drag people down. I know most people in here will recognize that that's fun, but hopefully someone can say it in chat where it's from.
Goodness.
Hello, we're joined by Amakusagi, Fist Face, and Potent Face. Remember, if you want to join in, click the link below and join us. Anyone? Oh, you said it face to face in there in the thing. Oh, Nomad got it too. So okay, I'm glad Nomad got it. Yes, baby kid.
Oh my God! No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You had to pick that part of the movie to do that, though, too.
Are you serious? What I'm going to do? I'm going to say we don't die, we multiply.
I almost thought you were doing an episode of
like
that
Dirty
old
Dozen
MTV show,
Mm-hmm.
Rumor Valderrama.
No, I wasn't doing that. How are you all doing?
All right.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I had to do it because I haven't seen that in years. So when I saw it this weekend, yeah, you knew that was gonna come up.
Hey, I'm just gonna put a shout out to Kai to listen. You got to redeem us, all right. So whatever you gonna play, buddy, you gotta. Because last weekend was horrible.
Okay, we're talking about it offline, but the reason
Yes,
why I
we
did
will.
that,
We
we're talking
will.
about it offline. We talk
Oh,
about it
You're
yeah,
offline.
talking about Fast Cart's like show?
Oh
Yeah.
God.
No, my movie picks.
Yeah.
What was last week?
All right.
Okay,
Don't
just
know.
a while
We'll
ago.
talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, we'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, because
What was the name of that other thing?
It was bad. It was bad.
Yes.
Cool like that Christmas.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, yeah, if you guys haven't seen a Cool Like That Christmas, go check it out.
No, it was wiggity whack, y'all.
you know. Anyway, you got this
Oh,
peek up
please.
on the screen right now, and the subtitle is "I Need Some Oxygen." So hopefully y'all can see that in Discord and on the screen. So what do you all think? Don't everyone talk about once.
Is that a ship? Do we know a ship? I mean, does
Oh,
that look like a ship
I would
or
think so. But it looks
Either
like
a ship
Crusader
or a hospital
Brothers.
or a hospital inside the ship or medicine inside the ship.
Well, yeah, it does look medical.
Yeah, it does.
do you think it's one of the new medical ships?
Apollo?
Oh, Apollo? It's kind of dark,
Apollo,
though,
no, right?
isn't it?
No, wait.
I mean,
No,
the
no,
lights could be
no.
off. You know, like
Apollo's
the
not
power
out,
could
okay.
be off.
Yeah,
and it's not.
that's true, Admiral. That's true.
I mean, we do have IEE coming out, so they could be coming out with a new ship, and it could be, one of something that's slated for release.
All right,
Hey,
so
medical
Admiral,
kit.
since
Yeah.
Admiral's
Sounds like I gotta do some research here.
yeah, since you've got eagle eyes, what is that? What is that? O2? What is that? O2 on the bottle?
It numbers 01, 02, 03, 04.
But I'm talking about above it. It's
Oh, yeah, it's an
it's in a
oxygen tank.
triangle.
Yeah, it's definitely an oxygen tank.
Oxygen tank, right?
Yeah.
True,
Okay.
true.
And
Now, go ahead.
no, I was going to ask him, what is that to the right of it, underneath those four
looks like
buttons?
some type of
The
panel.
writing
It could be to the right. Hold on. Get back.
to the right. All
I
right,
mean,
you
it's
see the
just like
four.
some kind of data display. I kind of want to know what this foreground thing. It's kind of blurry in front of us. It's like red,
Oh yeah.
and
So
I can't tell if that's
a couple people in chat are saying it's a Pisces, a medical Pisces.
I have
Word.
heard that is a rumor
Okay.
going around, but I don't know. I don't know if it needs all that junk.
That's interesting. But now here's something that Architect did say though that you had to think about the engineering gameplay. That they talked about the oxygen. Remember on at CitizenCon?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So these could be those tanks that supply,
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I
Oh,
was
to the
expecting it to be
ship.
bigger than that, but yeah.
Yeah, they're kinda
I would think
small,
so.
though.
I would think so.
No,
But
I
at the same
think
time,
these are medical.
too,
I think these are medical.
think so. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. You're right.
I mean, you could be right, but I think they're medical.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're pumping in and out atmosphere from a place, it's gonna be more than just oxygen because you can't separate them when you pump it out, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's why I think these are medical. And not 100 years in the future, maybe they have a way of doing it, right?
Yeah, that's true. Now, JJ did say something. The ships wouldn't carry a finite supply of O2. They have generators.
Yeah, some kind of way of scrubbing and remaking oxygen from CO2 into O2.
Yeah, but that's true. Okay, I get it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so yeah, people, you think this is medical Pisces? I haven't heard about. I stay away from leaks, so I haven't heard about anything medical Pisces. If I would have guessed, I would have said they were all like we started with, but who knows? I guess I'll find out now.
Aurora? You mean the Apollo?
The Apollo.
Yeah.
The Apollo.
I still think it's the Apollo, but I've heard one rumor. I forget where that there was potentially a Pisces medical ship coming out, which is really cool. But I mean, since it's just a rumor right now, I can't really, really talk about it.
Now, Mad Style is saying that there looks like a vent in the upper.
Yeah, there is right there. I can blow it up right there.
Yeah, looks.
And it got
could be
numbers and
event.
stuff.
Okay, what does the word say? Admiral.
Assembly
Admiral calling Admiral.
number 1905.
Oh, okay. So the buttons will
each one of those
correspond with the
buttons-
4 oxygen tank.
Yeah, each one of those buttons are for the tanks.
Okay.
Is that a button to purge the tanks?
Purge or fill the
or,
tanks.
I don't know, fill or purge, maybe both. You push it one time to do one thing, push another to do a different thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Assembly 1985. Okay.
All right, yeah. So that is the sneak peek from last Friday. So we'll see what it is. Up next we have, thanks for everyone coming up for our Buzz Citizen. So this will be our recaps of the event. People who may not know, this is your first time here or watching, we had a virtual Buzz Citizen on Saturday, and it went on for 8 hours, 7 hours, and it was pretty fun. We had a whole bunch of people from CIG and a whole bunch of people from who came for the first time. Who arrived for the first time for the Buzz Citizen, and this is their picture of people who made it. So hey, so I'm a Kusanagi. You were you there?
Yep. I got there late. It's funny because I totally forgot about it because as many during CitizenCon and kind of taking it easy, and I was like, it was funny because I was looking forward to the normal Saturday show. I'm like, where's the Saturday show at? I'm like, for some reason they're not on, and I checked YouTube and I couldn't find it. So then I went on. I'm like, oh wait a minute, I think the thing is on tonight. So yeah, I was able to get on a couple hours. I think 2, maybe 3 hours. It was really fun. I think that SIG actually surprised everybody there by saying since this is an official Bar Citizen event, they were able to kind of hand out those codes to everybody that showed up. So that was really cool.
What Zylo or Tyler Wicken said that since this is an event where CIG employees showed up, they gave us all a code for the Banner Cube. So we all have a Banner Cube in our hangar now.
So for those people who don't think they can get to a Bar Citizen near them, try to sign up for the next one, and then you'll be able to. As long as SIG employees show up, the same thing should happen. So, and more so, not just that. It was a great time to kind of talk to people and get points across and listen to other people's point of view and talk about the CitizenCon. So that was really fun.
Oh yeah. And FC, if you want to let them know what they did, we were talking about the capital ship, and I was mentioning that I would rather wait for the Banu Merchantman. So I mentioned the Banu Merchantman and Knight Rider. Show what Knight Rider did to. He was talking. I was talking. I was talking about the Banu Merchantman, and he goes, "Oh, and by the way, the Banu Merchantman." Go ahead, fastcart. Now you do.
He just moved his mouth without saying anything, or he muted himself while talking. And
I'm like, wait a minute, I can't hear him. And he got me really good. And then
he's a good guy, but he's a troll. I am too.
And then the other gentleman said, well, I'm a ship developer, and then he does the same thing. I was like, oh, okay.
He's a little excited about the Banu Merchantman. I'm pretty sure. I mean, if it was a few years ago, they would have done the same thing about the carrot.
Those are fighting words.
What?
Banu, he says the Banu line of ships have been discontinued.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
I got some news for you about the 600i gold standard. How about that?
Okay. Get him back.
Exactly. So Any other thoughts about the Ball Citizen before I give my thoughts?
I like to add that Fist and Pops did an amazing job at the questions kind of portion where they so people don't know, like they would actually play something in Star Citizen for like 2 seconds, and people had to like guess what it was from.
No, it wasn't 2 seconds, but I know what you mean.
Well, between 2 and 4 seconds, and then and if you got so many points right, you get a ship. So it was really cool. It was kind of funny at the same time. I won't say why, but it was interesting.
Yeah.
I hear you. Hey, listen. It was fun though. But I have to say this though, for all you space nerds and sci-fi fans out there, I am disappointed because it took y'all too darn long to figure out Obi-Wan Kenobi when it just aired this past May.
Hey,
Can't be serious.
I knew what it was, but I was a host, so I couldn't apply. I couldn't, raise my hand for that. I knew what it was, but
I will say that it made everybody want to turn the music back on in Star Citizen and listen, listen a little bit more.
You are correct, though, Admiral. It does expose folks in a lot of ways because, and not like I said again, I'm guilty of it as well. That a lot of us don't fly around in Star Citizen with the music on.
Right.
We don't like just in general like having the music on. I mean, it's cool for like the first time, and then I guess like a lot of folks put Spotify, we put Spotify on or whatever. So
one of the nice things that we get since it's direct from them, we get tidbits and things that you may not have never heard before. Because I've always, I've seen people like, for example, the Hammerhead. The Hammerhead, I've always seen videos of people talking about the Hammerhead, about how it should be used as a mid-protective ship, mid in the battle, to protect against small fighters. And they gave us a tidbit about the Hammerhead. The Hammerhead is going to be able to ram other ships. And that just, in my mind, it brought up a whole nother gameplay of, if you have your javelin and it happens to get disabled and all of a sudden you see this Hammerhead charging at you. So it's a lot of good information there at Citizen Cons that we normally may not get, and it kind of sheds light on some of the videos people put out that may be misconception or either further conception. So, if you can get to a Bar Citizen Con, because it's a lot of fun, it's a lot of information, a lot of things that happen.
Yeah, the premise of the last Bar Citizen was to talk about Citizen Con, and we had different breakout rooms where we talk about the presentation that happened during Citizen Con. So yeah, and we had a bunch of CIG employees there talking about what their thoughts were, but mostly it was just the community talking to each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming and joining us for that. It was a lot of fun, and look forward to the next one. I'm not gonna say when it is, but we have an idea in our mind. But stay tuned for more details.
One more thing, I'd like to thank everybody who showed up though too for the pre-Bar Citizen show that I did. Fun. It was fun. Maybe hopefully look forward to doing another one sometime, and expanding on our tunes,
Yeah, Space Gaming. I'm gonna see if I can bring that up real quick and put it in chat.
That was
tweet. Space Gaming, and yeah, just check them out. Since it's music, there's no VOD or anything like that, but just give them a follow.
I can post it. I mean, but it'll be like it'll have redded out sections, muted sections, but when it comes to music, Twitch and YouTube and all those other places, when it comes to copyright stuff, you know how it is.
Yeah, but thank you for that. That was fun.
Yep, thank you.
So up next we have this will be a conversation and a half. This weekend, Star Citizen dropped a few bombs on us this week, so I have it in the screen right now. But basically, I'm gonna read it for this Alpha 318. Our next major update, Alpha 318, has begun testing with our Avocado group. The test has proven successful in narrowing down the hurdles that we need to be tackled before we open this patch to a wider PU. And we want to give a special thanks to all those who hopped in. In our previous roadmap roundup, we said that 318 is targeting a November first half release just ahead of this year's Intergalactic Aerospace Expo (IAE). After more consideration, especially when evaluating data from our recent Evocati test, we have decided to spend just a few more weeks and target early December for a live release instead. This change will not impact the IAE, which will now release an Alpha 3.17.4 patch. This will be reflected in our roadmap on October 26th, but we wanted to communicate early. We greatly appreciate your patience as we continue to march forward toward getting our largest technical hurdles out of the door and into your hands. As always, we'll keep you updated along the way. So good job, CIG, for opening the lines of communication early rather than, waiting until the last minute. I appreciate that. What everybody thoughts about this?
Oh man,
Yeah,
look forward to it.
Yeah. Good that it's in their hands. They got a lot of work to do. Hats off to Evocati people. They deal with a lot of problems. Probably more than they do gameplay. More problems than gameplay.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's pushed off beyond December, just because they're coming off of the holiday and then hitting another one right after it. So if they can't get it to us, early December, but if they have like 2 weeks, there's not a lot of wiggle room here.
Yeah, it is technically 2 months from now, so maybe they'll get it done. But yeah,
they could get it done.
This is not set in stone. Just because they say they're targeting December, or what did it say exactly? Let me find the word.
And they could be polishing it right now. Just want
December.
the extra time,
Yeah, they're trying to target early December. So if we push back to middle or late December, don't be surprised. They'll be all up in arms.
I'm just glad they're not pushing it.
3.17.4 is good news, though.
Yeah, IAE, yeah.
Well, what's 17.4?
IAE, basically.
I mean, that's a thing. I mean, if there was they're going to add change, are they adding changes to anything? They're going to update bugs or anything?
They're probably going to add the ship that we saw in the sneak peek.
Oh,
they're adding the Corsair. Yeah, they're going to add the Corsair.
Oh, yeah. Corsair, you're right.
And then, so that'll be fantastic to see. I'm just glad that it's not going to be so big of a patch where if they're going to have a free flight, that's my big concern. Is they're going to have a free flight. They usually do it around IAE.
And they normally do. But we'll see.
So to have a smaller patch is actually a great thing.
Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts?
I'm just looking forward to not spending money.
Well, how many did you get? Any spirits or the?
I've already did.
No, you did.
Yep,
and didn't you say that before about spending money?
Yeah, but we actually didn't. I planned the way I did it is I bought ships I knew I wasn't going to keep. I bought a lot of fighters that I knew. So when something came out that I knew which, like the E1. Which was surprising. That was a great surprise.
Yeah. And by the way, we're going to cover the Q&A for Spirit just right after this. But any other thoughts about IAE or 318 before we move on? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
New ships. Right. That's all I got. Is they should have new ships. So that's all.
Mm-hmm. I just want to say that on Friday they are going to experiment with a new format for Star Citizen Live on board the only constant. Oh, that's the name of the ship. Okay, the only constant is the name of the constellation Phoenix for this film set. On this week's show, Jared talked to team members about the new vehicle and master mode changes from CitizenCon and a trio of programmers from the EUPU currently working on hull scraping and resource management. You can catch all that at 8 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. UTC on Star Citizen Live on Friday. So hopefully you can check that out. All right. So up next we have the.
I see the Prisoner 1000 is talking about getting the raft at IAE. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's only going to be military ships, right?
That's Invictus. IAE is everything.
That's Invictus. Okay, so it's Invictus.
IAE is everything.
Everything.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Sometimes I get them confused too, so I don't feel bad about that. But
that's what I wanted to ask.
And Invictus and military. All right, so we got the Crusader Spirit Q&A. I'm just going to go through these one by one. And we can, when I get to the end, we can, discuss what is highlighted, or what is highlighted for us. Is there secondary interest included in the design, or will we be able to only access the Spirit via the ramp? No secondary interest. That's simple enough. It's relatively small and the straight lineup. The Spirit wouldn't really benefit from the additional interest, nor would there space to put one in without compromises, as opposed to, as people are probably thinking about the MSR, or the Mercury, put it that way. This ship almost looks stealthy, but it has a lower EM/IR signature than the Cutlass. The IR/EM signature is generated by the components attached to the ship and their use, so the ship defense has no impact. However, the cross-section signature is affected by the shape. So coming on targets head on, will greatly reduce its signature as opposed to, being flat on the bottom. Can the tractor beam mount? Were you going to say something? Okay.
Nope.
Well, can the tractor beam mount on a C1 be swapped to this remote turret and mount on the A1 or an E1? It is not currently planned to allow this, but as the ship progress progress through the pipeline, we will evaluate its trade-off. We need to look at it. Will there be specific type of bomb like precise strike or carpet bomb that we can use in the A1 Spirit? At launch, we only plan to launch support a single type of bomb, which is a dumb high explosive. So that was it. But in the future, the alternative option may change. So at launch, just one type of bomb. In the future, who knows? Which weapon system can be controlled by the pilot and which can be controlled by the co-pilot? By default, the pilot has control over the nose and wing gun, and the co-pilot has control over the rear turret. The nose gun can optionally be controlled by the co-pilot instead. Looking at the stats of the Freelancer and Cutlass Black, the Spirit seem to be in the low-end equipment-wise: shield, firepower, cargo capacity, defense capability. Is this ship going to keep up with the high-end speed capabilities of the Crusader? How does the speed and maneuverability of the Spirit compare to ships of similar size role as the Cutlass and the Freelancer? Just like other Crusader ships, the Spirit will be more maneuverable than its size would normally dictate, allowed to run lower component loadout while still being effective. And I think that's an important point. So I'm gonna pause right there, real quick. So yeah, the MSR is pretty quick. It's like one of the fastest ships in its size range, in the size category. So I expect the Spirit to be similarly. It might be even faster than the MSR. And what do people think?
I would have to agree that I have to believe that it should be. It's not in the same size. It's a smaller ship, right?
I don't know how big is.
How big is it?
Do we have a comparison?
Yes, I do, in fact. That's one of the things that we'll talk about, so that's a good question. So I'll bring it up right here. Our good friend John put this up on a few days ago. Okay. So he had the MSR Spirit new spec versus the Spirit old spec. And as you know, they updated the thing. That's one of the questions in the Q&A, but we'll talk about it a bit right now. So the MSR on the left right there is 56 meters long and 51 meters wide. The new Spirit is 46.5 meters long and 43.5 meters wide. The old Spirit that's within the spec that's incorrect, so disregard the old spec right now. Was supposed to be 35 meters long and 25 meters wide. So it's gotta be it's comparable to the MSR in size now almost.
Oh yeah. But even if you read that in the bottom, it says if you look at the dimensions, it should actually be closer to 29 and 35. So it's still even the new dimensions they gave us, it seems too big. I mean, because the Cutlass Black and the Freelancer are pretty small ships compared to the middle one now.
They got to make up their mind. No, they will.
Yeah, they will. Let me look at the. Well, I mean, you guys can keep talking, but yeah, what were you gonna say about this? About it?
Oh, I mean, I'd rather like it, especially the E1 being big, because that means that you could, maybe get a few more passengers on it, make a little bit more money per run. That'd be nice. A little bit more room to move around.
So, are we gonna run it like Soul Plane?
Yeah, yeah. Turn on the music.
No, no.
Mhm.
If I ever get one, it'll be more like Snakes on a Plane.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm looking at the ship matrix right now. It says 46 and a half meters length, 43 and a half meters wide, and 10 meters in height. I think the old one was like 15 meters in height, so that changed too.
yeah. I just hope that they do something with that ramp in the back for the E1. And like Admiral said, maybe put a red carpet or something back there. Yeah, it just, I don't know. It just doesn't speak luxury.
Ooh, you know what? If it actually lit up red, like if it was actually like that would be cool. Like
that would be cool.
Like a crystal red carpet, like integrated into the ramp. That would be like sick.
Yeah, or even if you could like have part with like an escalator. That's what I've been thinking of. Like an escalator.
Wow. I mean, don't get me wrong.
You're asking for too much.
Hey,
for too much. It's in the name. It's called a Spirit. It's called the Spirit, like Spirit Airlines. Come on now, you're gonna have to pay for a seat cushion.
So you talking about like the Spirit cruises that they do on like what is that over there? The Liberty Spirit cruises. If you haven't been to one over there at the New York, what is it? The by the Liberty. Remember so
don't ever fly Spirit Airline if you respect your life. Just don't do it.
I get that part, but I'm talking about like the Spirit. They also had cruises, like Spirit cruises, where like they had like a little smaller cruises than the bigger ones.
Actually, so, I've been on the Spirit cruises a few times. They're pretty nice, though.
It was, man. It was some good food. Nice. So shoot, Yeah. Oh, yeah, you had to dress up too. You had to.
Yeah. But back to the
I just came in to say that. I'm going to go. I'll see you guys later.
All righty.
All right.
There I go, man.
Hey, and we're doing my Rain Cloud. How are you doing, Rain?
Hey, what's going on?
All righty.
Not much. You want to talk about the Spirit?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, what part are we talking about?
Basically, we're talking about the new size that's been updated. It went up in size. I put it on screen again real quick. But it went up from 35 meters long to 46 and a half meters long. But I mean, they're saying based on the picture, the original Spirit should have been 29 by 35 instead of 25 by 35. So yeah, it's getting bigger. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you got a CCU to it, or you were thinking about getting a CCU?
No, I was thinking about it, and I specifically said that because of the way that concepts usually work and ships change, that I wasn't worried about it. And I had people do throw some pushback my way, and it was like, look, this thing's gonna change. I'm telling you, it's gonna change. And everybody's like, no, they've worked that out. And I'm like, here you go. No, they didn't.
And it's going to change again from concept to release. So don't set, even though they have to update it back. This is not set in stone either, because the development may change as
I actually like it. Looking at those metrics, at the correct quote unquote metrics, I like it looking like a companion to the Star Runner. I like it being like in the same sort of general family and design language.
My issue is that compared to the Star Runner, like the Star Runner has like 116 SCU, but the Spirit has 48. So if it's going to be that big, I expect it to have carry more SCU. Like I knew, and the original spec had the similar size to the Freelancer, obviously, and the Freelancer carried more than the Spirit, because the Spirit has more in when it comes to creature comfort and stuff like that. So now that it's bigger, I'm expecting the SCU to get bigger, but maybe I'm wrong about that.
They did say, I know since we just touched it, we talked about the stats, and that they said for the size, it's actually able to run a lower component loadout while still being effective, which goes back up to the second, which goes up to the second question. this ship almost looks stealthy, and it's like it's the IM EM signatures generated by the components attached to the ship and their use. So it'll actually, for its size, it's going to have a smaller IR and EM signature because it's only using I guess we'll call it a reduced amount of components that's needed. So in a way, it's actually, for its size, it's going to be a little bit easier on the IM and EM signature. So it'll be harder to detect based on it, even though it's a slightly big ship. So that's kind of nice. I would like to have different bomb loadouts though. That'd be nice to have like cluster munitions or something like that.
I would like them to maintain to lore that Crusader Industries is known for having some of the best engines and thruster tech in the Star Citizen universe. So I would hope that maybe you would pick even with SCM, QCM master modes and stuff coming out, because they specifically told us that they can tune ships, interceptors being able to switch modes faster and things like that. And racing ships having like a higher SCM speed and things like that. I would hope to see this be something that, you would pick because it's two-person, because it's fast, because it's got a low signature. I mean, its cross-section is going to be massive, though, depending on which direction it's facing. Especially if it gets shot at by cross-section missiles from certain aspect angles, it's more likely to get hit. So...
Oh, head on.
And real quick, Admiral, I just want to say, Arid XY, thank you for the subscription for 10 months. Appreciate it. Thank you for the subscription. Go ahead, Kusanagi.
I was going to say, like, head on, it has a low cross section, and if it has a slightly lower EM and signature, then this is like the F-111 or
I'm not talking about head on
type ship where you're just going like as fast as you can and then dropping. To use this ship, I think you should really be practicing how to do a drop, like at a given target at top speed, so you can get in and out. You're not going to be like rolling in like an A2.
Now, let me ask. Well, first of all, I agree with Rain about the size. I do enjoy the size, way they've adjusted the size. Now, when they first put the ship out, was it supposed to be competing with the Cutlass Admiral or the Freelancer?
Yeah,
they're
both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah, both. Yeah, it's supposed to be the same size and yeah, medium size ship.
Medium. Okay.
And low in price. It's like above the Avenger, above the Gladius, and everything. It's supposed to be like a competitor to the Cutlass and Freelancer. It's similar price, but it's going to be more expensive once the cost them in, though.
This is an expensive ship now.
How much is it? How much is the Freelancer?
150 or 110. Yeah.
The Freelancer is
I'll check. I'll just make sure. I believe it's 110, but I'll check real quick. Give me a moment. I'll bring that up. Okay, click on pledge, click on ship upgrade, and type in Freelancer. And
110. Freelancer's 110.
110. Okay. Yep.
110. So it's just okay.
Cutlass Black is 100, and the C1 Spirit at War Bond is 100. So it's literally the C1 is at price of Cutlass Black and Freelancer.
Yeah, well, you get the War Bond price. The RSI credit price is 110, so it's the same price.
Yeah, it's the same price as a Freelancer. So
and the Cutlass.
Yeah, the E1 though, E1 is actually $5, $150 for the E1. And that's $5 lower than the Prospector, and then the A1 is $175.
Right.
Which, I get it, but this is like the way that their pricing scheme goes. Sometimes it's like, okay, well, do I want the A1 Spirit for $175, or if I'm paying that kind of money, why not go for a Taurus?
Oh yeah.
And how much? I'm sorry. Yeah, FC.
Because we're talking about the Taurus. The Taurus is a cargo ship. This doesn't have any. It has zero cargo. Like I have a Taurus too.
I know.
I mean, it's a gunship. I get that.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Pops?
No, I'm asking since you have the pages. What is the comparison in cargo size between?
I don't have that up.
Oh, okay.
But someone can look that up while I go through the rest of the Q&A. So let's go with that. The next question is: can the rear turrets on the A1 and the E1 fire forward, and note that specifically cover the rear arc of the ship? And what docking capabilities will these ships have? For example, can they dock with a larger vessel to a larger vessel? So no docking capabilities, as the Spirit is small enough to land at any location within an enclosed hangar. I mean, they say that, but then it's like, if you look at the page, and it's, I mean, they may change the dimension again, but you see how close it is to the MSR in size. So I'm not really buying that.
Does the MSR dock? MSR doesn't dock.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah,
but it
it
should.
doesn't
It should. But people are saying that it should. I mean, and other ships that it size, like the Andromeda, does.
Now I can see the E1 docking for passenger purposes, but cargo and bomb, not
Pops,
so much.
would you want to walk through a docking collar or walk up your red carpeted walkway?
Well, I mean,
frankly,
the problem is
you got to remember though, Admiral.
If the Spirit was the original size, the smaller size that they had originally, then a red carpet would have been fine. But if it's just blown up, I think a docking collar is the line. But that's my opinion.
I'm gonna throw this in there. So what if you stop off at a luxury space station?
Yeah.
Right.
So it should have a hole that's big enough to accept this. This is it's supposed to be a small ship, small-ish ship.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I say I would think it should have a docking, because you wouldn't want your passengers, if you are docking at if you're dropping off at a space station, walking down a ramp. Now in spacesuits.
I'm going to call an order.
Coming out.
High valid. These are high value flying
I don't
stuff.
think you'd be taking this ship to places that don't have oxygen at the ready.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if it's a space station though, like Elysium, I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. You never know.
True. Yeah.
Well, again,
then again, you land in the hangar. That's true though. That is true. But I don't know. But then what if those hangars are dedicated for only larger ships though?
I do love how the interior actually closes up, and you can actually have your own personal space, so you can go in there and then close the door, and you don't have to see anybody walking by the aisle. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something real quick, but it's not. Oh, here it is. Hopefully this will come up big. Okay, so let me do this real quick. Open tab. There you go. So I'm going to drag the tab to the tab that I'm using for streaming. Crusader Q&A. Okay, so this is the Genesis Starliner. This is supposed to be the, I guess, successor to the Spirit.
Look at that great carpet.
They have carpet and everything. That's what luxury is supposed to be. They have and they have the ramp in the back. You can see it. And I'm going to blow it up real quick.
Right.
The ramp in the back. Well, that's for cargo.
It's cargo.
But they have people. They have people in the front. They have to actually have a red carpet in the picture too.
See, Emma? Right. And see, there's stairs. Stairs are more luxurious than a ramp. You don't go in a ramp.
One woman that would actually go on a plane trip wearing a ball gown.
Oh yeah.
Well, we don't know the interior. What the interior of that specific Starliner is, because you're supposed to be modular when it first comes. This is, like I said, this is just a concept ship that came out 2015. So back then they were saying they were going to have different versions of the Starliner, and some will maybe more luxury or whatever than the other. It's like they're going to have a specific cargo variant and a more passenger one. So I'm guessing this is the more passenger one.
Now I'm looking at these cars that are in his scene. I know this is a concept drawing, but
limos.
When are we going to get those?
Okay.
Yeah,
Never.
well, like I said, this is the concept for the ship. I don't think you can count on the cars, but yeah.
No.
That brings up an interesting point. We haven't seen anything that looks like more of a, we'll just say high end personal vehicle. I mean, we have the G12, but that's kind of like more of like a go out and into the wilderness to protect yourself type of thing.
So now
in
we
luxury.
just opened up another career limo drivers.
I've already done that before, so I'm all set.
And you know what? I can see Dark Knight doing that too. Let's continue on with the question.
Okay.
So, what kind of living amenities, thank you, can we expect to see for the crew? Will the E1 have better living, that word, for the crew, or will the E1 passengers have a separate VIP bathroom? All three variants will have the same crew living quarters with a shared space featuring bed, a small kitchen area, and an integrated shower and toilet. However, the E1 passengers will have a separate toilet and shower located beneath the main seating area. So when they say beneath the main seating area, I'm like,
well, how does that work though?
I was confused about that too. What do you think about that?
Like that? Do you hit a button and you just drop down into it?
Y'all never haven't none of you ever flown on a 747 that's got more than one deck? Like,
no, I get that part. I know, but I'm saying, I'm just trying to think of something high tech. You got to think of the high class, high sedity people. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, the E1 looks like it's one deck, it's one floor.
Yeah,
I mean, not the E1. I mean, the Spirit. The Spirit looks like it's just one floor, but
I mean, two decks. So is the Constellation Phoenix, and it has stuff under the main area, right? And especially getting into the Well, what's going
to happen, Fist, is it's going to be similar. Like the little elevator is going to bring you downstairs to the bathroom, and instead it's going to be like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy when the doors open. So when you go down the elevator, it's just going to sigh at you. It's going to be like.
Oh, computer! Yeah, everyone in chat is saying that the E1 has two floors.
It has elevator. No, I get that part. I was just wondering, maybe if they would do something cool, for the passengers.
If they're gonna have two floors, I wonder if they're gonna have like an eating area downstairs.
That'd be cool.
I don't know. I mean, that. I mean, okay. It depends on how much space the CID is going for. If they go to updated space, then probably yeah. If they're going with the old space, I would say no, but. Who knows at this point?
Or because you'd have your private area, which would be upstairs with the windows and your chair, and then you downstairs you'd have like a little bar area.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly, Admiral. Exactly.
All right. So the A2 Hercules has an option created to swap out S10 size 10 bombs for a cluster bomb system. Will the A1 Spirit have a similar option? There are no plans at this time to provide alternate bomb launchers such as in the A2 Hercules. Will it be modular? For example, can we buy one model and then maybe sometime in the future swap modules to make our C1 into an E1 or A1?
No.
Early on during the development, we were looking at making the ship modular, but decided against it as it would require a fundamental change to how the sections were made. This particularly affected the E1, which would have been more limited in scope and size. So yeah, what were you gonna say, Pop?
No, it defeats the whole purpose. It makes you put out 3 ships and then now they morph in. One ship can morph into all 3. Now I've got 3 ships that can do the same thing. No.
Thank you, Buster, with the
raid. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, Buster coming on the raid. Thank you, Buster, for the raid, and welcome everyone to Soul Talk. Right now, we're talking about the Q&A for the Crusader Spirit. You can see the questions are on board, and we just went over the new dimension for the Spirit. I'll bring that on the screen real quick. But yeah, that's the new dimensions had close to being MSR side, but like I said, this is just a concept thing, so it probably change again. But it might get bigger, then get smaller. So I don't count it being on that side when it will leave. But yeah, right now we're talking about will it be modular? And yeah, I can see the argument for being modular, but that's just more work in the long run. I mean, just having variants is good enough in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think that. No, I don't even work there. Nowhere clear near working there, and I can answer that question right now. No.
Oh, by the way, if you want to come and join us and have a talk with me and with us, click on our link and join us in Discord. All right. So, yes, the PDF shows 48 SCUs card capacity for each variant. I noticed that when I saw the PDF. This is probably a copy and paste error. Could you confirm? This was a copy and paste error. The website has correct details for now. Let's bring up the website. But yeah, what do you guys think while I do that?
Did anybody see what does the freelancer have?
You go ahead.
Freelancer
Mm.
is 1 second. It is 66 SCU of space in the freelancer.
Now I'm just curious. Do you think that this ship should have more or less than the?
Don't know. Just don't know. I mean, I think this is why I hate talking about concept ships, because we just won't know until it's finally in game.
Yeah,
you know?
That's the problem with concept ships.
Yeah.
So I have the matrix up right now. The C1 is first, the A1 is the middle, and the E1 is on the right. And like I said, the spec all match. The C1 currently has 48 SCU. They all have minimum 1 crew and maximum 2 crews, but that's not including the 6 people for the E1, which will have 6 passengers. So yes, and you talk about you're asking about the freelancer. You already said about. I'll just bring it up real quick. Freelancer.
Yeah, the Cuddy Black has 46.
36.
No, 46. 46.
Okay. Yeah. So, oops. So the freelancer is on the left, and there is on the second to that, and the max is on the third, and MIS is after that. So if I scroll down again, 66 as you said, and there is 28, the max is 122, and the MIS is 28 again. But yeah, compared to the freelancer, 48 is reasonable. I was thinking about the max, but it's not in the same price range as the max. So maybe I should compare it to the freelancer. So yeah, I'm okay with 48 now. Seeing that.
But if you go in the Cutlass Black, it's kind of a small space. I feel like with the updated dimensions of the ship, that's going to have to go up to like 66 or 76 or something.
Yeah, because I kind of saw it as being a slight upgrade from the freelancer, which was my question. Why? Which one has more? But
look at the pictures.
Yeah, if you look at it right now, the Cutlass Black has 46, and so the C1 has 48. So it's two more SCUs compared to the Cutlass. But it's less than the freelancer.
Yeah, I would think. Well, I kind of would think that it should be an upgrade from the freelancer. But
there's the picture right on the Q&A.
I mean, they're all the same price. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm curious to ask this of everybody in the chat. There are in-game, as of 3.17.3, 109 ships and vehicles that can be purchased in-game with Alpha UEC. And I'm curious why some of us seem to have this mentality of this must be a direct upgrade to be worth it, or what is the best ship, when we know CIG has said time and time again that each ship is designed from a very specific standpoint. Of the freelancer, for example, was designed to have more weapons and more armor. The Spirit will be faster. The Cuddy has that, much larger internal space width-wise. I'm curious why, especially when we're talking about concept ships, why we look at these ships as though it must be some sort of direct upgrade to something, or it doesn't need to exist.
That's just the way the community is, Ryan. It's for as long as I've been in community or a member of the community. Oh, I just passed my 8-year anniversary on October 18th. So, yeah, as long as I've been a member of the community has always wanted something like. For the longest time, it was cruise ships or ships that could carry other ships on top of it. Then we got the Kraken, and then we got the Legionnaire, not Legionnaire, the one that came with the Legionnaire. Liberator, thank you. So yeah, so people finally got what they asked for. So yeah, I mean, people just want what they want, and sometimes they try to pigeonhole other ships that aren't really made for that feature into what they want.
Also, a friend of mine is going to send you an image real quick that you might want to take a look at. These are the accurate dimensions. You might get an image from Captain Shack.
Well,
if not, I'll send it to you 1 second.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
you put
if
in
it is
Discord
the same SEU, it is.
I'll send it to you in Discord.
Black is a stripped down version with less engine power compared to the C1. So.
But I would say to your question, Lorraine, I think your question kind of taps into the psychological parts of humanity that we like to compare things. You know, or better to say, compare things. We like to have, I guess you could say, fanboyism of stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is the image that Rain Cloud sent me. So yeah, this is from the Star Jump Grim or the Star Jump what's we call it? Viewer. Yeah. Yeah.
Buy one now. It's not like you want to buy one now.
Yeah. I don't mind if ships have the same exact cargo capacity. I mean, they can have it has Freelancer versus the C1. It does have a tractor beam, which makes it a little bit different. But it to me, it can just be design. It can be just Crusader's design versus Myth design that people buy. They can have the exact same thing, because we like Pontiac and they GM usually has
I prefer Dodge.
Yeah,
right.
Like,
I like Dodge
exactly.
cars.
Exactly, because of the design.
Right?
Right. So
takes a Mopar to catch a Mopar, ain't that right, Pops?
Yeah, like I said before, the CRG might have been thinking about the smaller size when they said the 40 SCU. So if it gets bigger, I would not be surprised if the SCU gets bigger too. But we shall see. But I think we should go finish off this Q&A real quick. So after that, it says, which Spirit variants can carry vehicles and of what size? Only the C1 Spirit is designed to fit a vehicle, which can be Cyclone size or smaller. The E1 and the A1 do not officially support any vehicles, although we fully expect players to cram some of the smaller vehicles into the entrance area. The A1 Spirit Bomber variant has a round disc on the top, but the specs don't show the same S2 size 2 scanner radar as the other variant. What is this round feature? The round disc on top is just a really cool aesthetic feature that provides no gameplay and benefits. And because of that, I provided the A1 Spirit link. I already put it in chat. But I mean, you can't really. Well, I guess I can't right click and no, I can't do that. But yeah, you can see the little disc at the top on there. So that is just a little cool rather than any feature thing that people were hoping for, maybe. Maybe they're hoping for like freelancer capabilities or something like that. But no, it's just really cool.
Well, and sometimes that'll happen. Like let the design teams again. Also remember, very often the ships that we're getting are being worked on by 2 people. Like 1 or 2 artists is building a ship throughout the entire pipeline, right? Like think about that. And sometimes, they have to adhere to design language concepts that have been set out between the different manufacturers. And sometimes it's just greeblies, it's just rule of cool, and I'm okay with that. Like sometimes I want my space. fancy that. A game about spaceships. I want my spaceships, and I want more of them, and I want them to look cool.
Exactly.
By the way, Gomab, yeah, Gomab said spirit equals our bad equals we screwed up the MSR, so this is our chance to make a better MSR.
I love my MSR though.
Well, we talked about it before he got here, but yeah, I think it should have a what's it called? Not a cargo, docking collar on the side as opposed to just a ramp. But yeah,
I do too. Yeah, I also think you should have a med bay, but apparently that's blasphemous.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I have one, so I would love a med bay. But yeah, other people will scream murder about that. This is the last question. So the Spirit seems to be a break from the naming convention of the Crusader line. Most Crusader ships are named in reference to Greek or Roman mythology. Where did the name Spirit come from? I was thinking the same thing when I saw the name Spirit. But the answer is, Crusader is seeing the Spirit as a new direction for the brand, starting with the Starfighter instead of being the Ares. The Ares Starfighter, just call it the Ares now. Starting with the Starfighter, the company has been moving away from its transport-dedicated routes, expanding into new markets. With the Spirit multi-role function, it decided to leave the old naming convention behind. I'm not even trying to say that word.
Nomenclature.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, that's it for the Crusader Spirit Q&A.
How do you think the passengers in the E1 eject?
Very carefully.
I mean, it's not a Drake ship. They should be able to get out of there, right?
Oh yeah, but you sound like you're using the wrong mic. You sound like you're using a webcam mic or something.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Is that better?
No.
Same thing.
Okay.
While you work on that, so any final thoughts about the Spirit Q&A before you move on? Nope. Okay, yeah, I think we covered about everything in that, and that would be a good discussion. I liked it. But yeah, like I said, that is the Spirit Q&A. This is the A1 Spirit. They had a little thing on the top of that. That's what that picture is for. This is the MSR versus the Spirit new spec versus the Spirit old spec. Hopefully someone already put that link in the chat for me. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
So up next we have okay, so 317.4 equals full white. The question is from IBE me. Wonder if 317.4 would have a full white. That's basically the question. And Jake Acapella said, "Hey y'all, check with the team, and the reputation wipe is still being discussed. We'll update you after once the decision is made." But there was another. Let me see. I gotta click on the. Oops, I'm not logged in. Let me just reload. Okay, so here we go. Hey y'all, no wipe plan for 317.4. 318 will definitely have a wipe though, and as it's needed for persistent entity streaming. So no wipe for 317.4, but they're checking about the reputation wipe. So that's their thought about 317.4 wipe. So just giving a PSA out there. The next one is Star Citizen on Linux. Will Star Citizen for Linux will there be a Star Citizen for Linux version in the future? And Sylvan CIG says, yes, it is planned to have a native Linux support once we have Vulkan up and running in a good state. Cheers, Sylvan. So yeah, any thoughts about those two?
Linux is supposed to be lighter, isn't it?
Well, the problem with Linux is
European thing.
The problem with building to Linux, we had this problem on pretty much all the games I've worked on, is if you build for one distro, it might not work on another one because Linux has the different distributions, right? Like I grew up on like Red Hat Linux Red Hat.
Right, me too.
Yeah, and like so if I build it for Red Hat, it might not work on like Lemon or
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu, yeah, like whatever different distro. So that's the issue with Linux is like trying to get something to run on all Linux distros native is actually very difficult rather than just building for a specific distro, if I remember correctly.
I don't know if that's still the case. I haven't. I used to mess with Linux. Like I said, I used to use Red Hat. I tried a bunch of, but didn't really work out for that. But I stopped using Linux 10 years ago. I did it because it made me feel smart, but after a while, it just became more effort than it's worth.
Yeah,
So,
I haven't ran Linux on anything that wasn't a server box in a long time.
Right. So I don't know how that's gonna work. But yeah, any other thoughts?
No,
Nope.
I just the only thing I know about Linux is supposed to be lighter. But that's it.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm okay with a full white, by the way.
There are lighter versions of Linux. I just say like there's some Linux distributions that are run on a USB flash drive. So yeah, if that's what you mean by light, but yeah, there's a Linux distribution for anything out there.
Yeah, my only reason for saying it because I believe GoMap was mentioned in the reason why Windows is so big because it has to deal with a lot more hardware and things like that. It could be lighter if it didn't have all of those different hardware things, but that's more of GoMap's alley than.
Yeah, I mean Windows has to work on everything, so yeah.
Yeah, so he knows way more about that.
So up next.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
We didn't really cover. Is everybody okay with another wipe? Because I am.
I'm okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, because I haven't been playing in a while, so. Yeah.
I mean, I automatically expect there to be right before the game launches, so yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, it bothers more people that play it quite often, like GoMab, and I know GoMab plays all the time.
And I don't understand that. More power to you, GoMab. If I played as much as you do, I would have burnt out on Third Citizen by now.
Yeah, GoMab strong.
So up next we have the lore post from this week. This is Far From Home, Richard of the Wall. I did not get a chance to read this. It's typically for what happens week to week, trying to put this show together. But yeah, hopefully someone can put the link in chat and take a look at it. After that, so this was something cool. Austin Crash Production, we created a highlight video for Admiral Esports Star Citizen Con After Party race, the Babbage Bash. Most of the footage came directly from the live event. Mr. Hosker was invited to be part of the race to get bidders, and there's a 4K version. Oh, do I want to click the 4K version? I didn't click on that. I'll click on it. Hopefully it won't mess me up too bad. So yeah, I'm gonna turn out it's muted, so that's pretty correct. But yeah, this is the highlight reel from the Babbage Bash. I didn't get a chance to really watch it because I was having a conversation with everyone during the after the Citizen presentation. So did anyone get a chance to watch the new Babbage race?
Unfortunately, no.
No.
I watched a little bit of it. It was fun. Because again, CIG showed up. As the video said, 9 CIG devs were there, and for this big race event, and people have been having some drama around the master modes destroying racing or whatever, and it's like yeah. That and CIG made the player-created Daymar rally part of the lore officially, and then CIG devs show up to race, and they made the racetrack and the PTV race. It's like, okay, come on.
How did people feel about the speed for this new vehicle?
Because it's awesome! It's so awesome! It's so fast.
Now I got a question though. Since I'm seeing that racing is like pretty much become a staple in Star Citizen, do you guys think that they will really develop the wheel support, controllers?
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, already, like years ago, I want to say over 5 years ago, there was a person who plays Star Citizen just using a racing wheel. That's the only thing they use. Because, the CIG can check for that. So, yeah, all the people are just already use racing wheels. So, if you're just driving around, hopefully that's more helpful.
Because I've been thinking about it. I mean, that is something I am interested in. just wondering.
Captain Jack says he thinks they'll see full racetracks in the game. I don't know. I mean, it could become another GTA online for all we know, but that's coming down in the future. We'll see.
Now, to back that up, right? Like they actually made the Snake Pit and made it a racetrack. We've got the little PTV racetrack coming. We have racing teams in lore. We have the racing in Arena Commander that you can do, the actual racing maps. And if you go to the outlaw place, freaking
Grim Hex?
Grim Hex, yes, thank you. If you go to Grim Hex, there's a place there with like
racing bets.
Racing bets and
yeah.
So no, I think racing has always, I mean, why do we have dedicated racing ship variants like the 350R and the M50 or the M50 and things like that? Yeah, I think racing is going to be like a full dedicated career in Star Citizen. Yeah,
I agree.
I really do.
I mean, I really hope that CIG really improve on the racing as a profession. I can see them doing that, but I don't know when. Don't ask me when. Sometime in the 4.x series, hopefully, but we'll see.
Now,
no, I'm just really curious because I mean, yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I just want to say, so I heard that that vehicle was having like wheel. The only issue with that, like damage, was on the wheel. Do you see? Was that an issue where that eventually we're going to have to use that spare tire?
Yeah, Katie was actually taking it out a whole bunch and doing testing on it, and it would like come off and like hit the ramp and like destroy one of the wheels. And that would be, you'd have to just basically replace it. So like the only damage model it has right now seems to be the wheels that just get destroyed down to the rim. Like the wheel disappears and it's just the rim.
I'm curious, what's the mechanic going to be like for replacing it?
Oh, you see what you got to do is you got to drive to the pit, see? No, I'm kidding. But I just paused it on the screen right here because someone mentioned it. 9 CLG there, 5 content creators, and 30 past Atmo champion, 44 Great Cat STVs. So yeah, that's pretty impressive for a post CitizenCon event.
You know, and I also think, to answer the question there too, probably pretty much how we interact with boxes and stuff. Walk up to the wheel, do the grab, the character reaches out and grabs it, walk over, set place, and just put it on the rim. You know, like I think it would be relatively easy to get that to work.
But Rain, if you do that, the Joker will get away.
That's true. That's true. Well, you know,
that's my bad joke for the evening. Thank you very much.
It's risk and reward there, fastcart. Risk and reward.
All right, so yeah, that is the Babbage Bash highlight reel. Up next, we have this week's Machinima, and this week we have before I say that, ISC returns next week, so we're gonna have ISC returning on the 27th. So look forward to that.
That's soon. I thought it was another. Okay.
No, that's what it said in the in this week in Star Citizen. It said ISC returns on the 27th. So we have one more week.
We have an ISC live tomorrow from the Only Constant. That's also yep. Oh yeah, Star Citizen live. Sorry, yeah.
Yep, no problem. All right, so also make sure you click on the link down below if you want to join us. I'll put it in actually to Machinima to start. But this week's Machinima is called Star Citizen Explorer Cinematic, and it's made by community. I mean that's the actual title of the group that made it. It's made by the community, and it came out about last week. So yeah, September 15th. So I'm gonna click at it. It's only 3 minutes long. So let's check it out.
The exploration of space will go ahead. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. Its conquest deserves the best of all mankind. We meet in an hour of change, in a decade of hope, in an age of knowledge. Even though I realize that this is, in some measure, an act of faith and vision. For we do not now know what benefits await us. But if I were to say, my fellow citizens, that we shall send to the moon, 240,000 miles away, a giant rocket carrying all the equipment needed for survival on an untried mission to an unknown celestial body, and then return it safely to Earth, re-entering the atmosphere at speeds of over 25,000 miles per hour, and do all this, and do it right, before this decade is out, then we must be bold. The exploration of space will go ahead. For the eyes of the world now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept. The exploration of space will go ahead.
Tooth Fairy again. Tooth Fairy, we showed their stuff earlier. We switch to the screen real quick. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was hype. Let's go in order. Kusanagi, what are your thoughts?
Can't go in order. I'm like just crying all over myself. I've got the tissues and Kleenexes and everything else here. I don't know. It was fantastic. It was really good. It was really good. They able to snip that. Fantastic.
Captain Paladin, I love that. We choose to play Stars in Alpha. We choose to play Stars in Alpha, not because it's easy, but because it's hard. That's great. Oh, are you done, Kusanagi?
Yeah, I'm finished. It was great.
Okay. Face to face.
Was brother? No, excuse me. Sorry about that tongue twister. No, it was very good. I like the speech. I like all of the cinematic shots. It was very good, very inspirational.
All right, thank you. Hot and face.
Oh man, the editing was powerful, very powerful. Was that actually Kennedy's speech?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I hadn't heard that since I was knee high to whatever.
Yeah, I've only heard like that one snippet that said we choose to go to the moon not because it's easy, but because it's hard, and we choose to do this and the other thing. I don't think I've ever heard the other stuff from that speech, so it was good for historical benefit.
It's like a 10, 20 minute long speech. I highly recommend it. It's really good. Yeah.
I mean, it won't be the same without the music. That's the only thing. It won't be the same without the music.
Yeah, I remember. I want to say I saw it live. It was so long ago. Yeah,
right.
But yeah.
This was slightly before my time.
Oh, well, it was, yeah. Well, anyway. Anyway. No, it was really cool. I love the editing and what they did with it. That was fantastic. Fantastic.
Cool. All right, thank you for that. Wayne Cloud, what are your thoughts?
Oh, allow me to be a little verbose real quick. First of all, 10 out of 10. That was amazing. This is the only game recently, at least within memory, last 10 plus years, that has ever actually physically, legitimately brought me to tears. And the first time it did it was when I set foot on Daymar for the first time in 3.0 and watched the sunrise. Second time it did it was when Crusader Horizon came out. This video pushed on those strings too. The very end there, where they even had the FOIP to so that he could close his eyes and everything. That was fantastic. That was a really, really good video.
Don't mind me,
sounds
maybe
like
snort. Go ahead.
sounds like Rain. You should make a video. Rain Pride of the Day, Mama. You know.
Oh God,
video, put it out.
I haven't made any videos in years.
No. Okay. There you go.
Maybe I should. I don't know.
Alright.
Maybe you're right, Pops.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
I mean,
yeah,
I already
yeah.
have an absolute favorite Star Citizen video that came out for 3.0 anyway, so I don't know.
I mean, there's so many videos out there. I could not choose my favorite at this point. I've been with the project now for 8 years now. I've seen so much stuff. Would not be able to tell you. I have like a top 10. I don't have a favorite.
I do have an absolute favorite that came out 4 years ago. That is my favorite Star Citizen video, and it was for when 3.0 came out. And other than that, I do have a top 10 as well, but yeah. I'll send it to you if you want. I don't know if you've all seen it or not.
Yeah, you can put it in videos, in Discord.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't think I have a favorite. The community just keeps coming up with such great ideas and doing things, and it is just like Rain said, this game does. I don't know. I never expected the game to do, like you said, Rain, to touch you in certain ways, and it's unusual that a game does that. You know, so I definitely understand where you're coming from.
I'm gonna be good. Pops, you set me up, but I'm gonna be good.
Oh no, I used the wrong word.
You did, Pops.
Wrong words. Oh man.
And with that is the video from community made by the community, but actually Tooth Fairy. Watched a video before about Tooth Fairy, and they both were good. So good to see Tooth Fairy doing more stuff. That was an excellent video. Thanks for that.
I gotta jump in here though, fastcart. One of these days, what we gotta do, we just gotta throw a bunch of your trigger words and just watch that vein on your head.
I'm gonna have an epileptic fit. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen when you do that. So up next we have the Chicago Bar Citizen. This is going to be run by Made in Ariana. I made a mistake last time and said that it's sponsored by the Soul Citizen. It is not. Made in Ariana is the host of this one. So yeah, this is November 5th. Thank you for keeping an eye for putting the link in chat. But if you're in the area or will be in the area, go register and hopefully have a lot of fun with that.
What's wrong with the graphic?
What?
Griff is talking about the graphic. I think it looks good.
What's up with that graphic? I didn't make it.
Oh, is the game? Wait a minute. Is the wait a minute. Is the quality of the stream going down? I don't know, because for me it's like really fuzzy.
That's fine to me. I do want to touch base on that before we go. This King Doggy Dog 1. I don't know if he has the game or yet not. But again, the game is in development, so it's actively being developed. So it's probably the most beautiful game you'll see, space game wise, or any other game. But you should expect some bugs and hiccups here or there. So, but if you're thinking about getting it, it's you won't be disappointed by the sights and sounds.
The prisoner, that is an allegation that I reject. I deny it. Okay, thank you very much. But yeah, I'm running on my stream. It looks fine to me. But yeah, I did have a few drop frame. Maybe want to change your source to your quality to source, and maybe that'll clear it up for you.
Yeah, I changed it to 1080p. I changed it to 1080p. It cleared up. I guess it was on auto, so auto.
Yeah,
like,
if it's on auto, sometimes it'll mess up. So yeah, maybe it's a quick problem. Maybe it's a problem between you and me. Who knows what's going on? But yeah, so join us for Saturday. we have Soul Voices, Saturday 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC, where we talk with members of the community, but it's more of a one-on-one conversation where we talk about what's going on in Reddit, or something from Spectrum, and something in the industry in general, the gaming industry in general. So that's Saturday 3 p.m. So hopefully you can join us for that. And that is part of PodSat Saturday. It was started for Soul Citizens for Soul Voices at 3 p.m., 7 p.m. UTC. Then the After Pub, 6 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UTC. And it wound off with Relay SC, Relay Station, at Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. UTC. So a full day of podcast for PodSat. And our next show is... We're doing a Robert. Oh yeah, this is our final entry for the Shipyard series. We're doing Robert Space Industry. Hopefully you'll join us for that. It should be fun. We'll talk about all ships RSI, future, past, present, and future, basically. Yeah, that is 8 p.m. Eastern, midnight UTC.
Do we have a guest yet for that?
Not that I know of. It's gonna be me and Colorado as far as I know, but we'll see. But following that Saturday on the 30th, we're having another fundraiser. The day the Earth still radio broadcast. We're going to bring in a bunch of content creators for voices, so that'll be fun. I don't know if people remember this, but if we did a War of the World radio broadcast, and we're also doing it again this year, and that's October 30th, the weekend after the RSI show. So
what's the other one? What was the one we did before? What was the one we did before?
War of the World. Okay.
So okay. I'll actually post that so people can listen to it. It was fantastic. I highly this is what it's going to be like. But of course, if you show up, it'll be live. But I'll post you. I'm posting the one that we're just talking about, World of Worlds one right now.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. We also have a reaction and reviews, and I got with Griffin earlier today. Hopefully, we'll be making a new show this coming weekend. Oh, and I said this at the top of the show, but I'm saying it again. Flight to Rhythm will be tomorrow on the People's Radio at 2100 UTC, 5 p.m. Eastern. So check me out for that if you like soul and R&B and some JR&B music. Should be fun. So with that, you can become a Soul Bro, Soul Sis, or Soul Mate to support us. Soul Citizen members have the privilege. Click the link below, join below on YouTube. You can also hit like, subscribe, and follow depending on platform you are to support us. We appreciate that. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Go Mad, thank you for popping in for like 5 seconds. Appreciate it. But we had I'm Kusanagi, Fifth Space, Pop and Face, and Rain Cloud coming in. So thanks for hanging out with me. And thank you again, Buster, for the raid. And yeah, we're going to raid Calamitous Intent. So hopefully send him our love. And with that, yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, follow us on social media. That's it. Peace, love, and so everybody. Take care. Bye.
Have a great day, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Take it easy.
See ya.
Looks like the raid went through, so I'm going to close the connection.